Hello and welcome to my presentation on climate change and humans. I am your host, Tanya Cochran. Climate change is known to have significant effects on the well-being of people. They can also increase the risk of various diseases and worsen existing ones. Some people are at greater risk than others, and the factors that affect them include their age, location, and economic resources. Climate change is a complex issue with many uncertainties about its impact on the global economy and its potential to alter the course of human activity. Assessing the effects of climate change involves taking a long-term outlook, which is different from what most market participants do. As awareness of their issue increases, more investors demand a comprehensive view of how companies can affect the environment. Climate change is expected to cause more severe and frequent heat waves, which can cause exhaustion, heat stroke, and dehydration. These will also affect air quality and raise the risk of respiratory illnesses such as asthma. People suffering from heart conditions such as heart failure are at risk because their bodies must work harder to keep cool. The ozone layer can also deteriorate due to the effects of hot weather, which can cause lung tissue damage and worsen the conditions of those with respiratory ailments. The effects of climate change on various sectors such as fisheries, agriculture, and forestries are expected to have a negative impact on the lives of millions of people around the world. The availability of agricultural labor and the sector's productivity is also expected to be negatively affected by climate change. For instance, higher temperatures during the planting season can cause soil moisture to be reduced, while less frequent rain during the peak season can result in decreased yields. The effects of climate change can contribute to the development of conflict and increase the risk of violence. They can also affect the ability of natural resources and people's livelihoods. As a result, many people will search for other ways to earn a living. The conflict can hinder nomads' mobility, limiting their ability to adapt to new migration routes. Due to decreased snow and ice, $2 billion in winter enjoyment could be lost. For instance, the Adirondack Mountains rapid warming might destroy the region's winter recreation industry, which accounts for 30% of the local economy. Also, as water temperatures rise, water quality may suffer due to the frequent and heavy algae blooms, which can be poisonous and limit freshwater fishing and other recreational water activities. Wildfires that are more severe and frequent will hurt the air quality and deter travelers. Small islands and coastal communities may be flooded due to the sea level rising, and some tourist locations may lose their appeal due to deforestation adverse effects on biodiversity. Businesses' bottom lines will be at risk from climate change and its global effects in several ways. Extreme weather events can interrupt transportation and harm manufacturing, supply chains, and other infrastructure in the United States and abroad. Water will become more expensive during a drought, impacting production and raw materials. Due to the climate volatility, companies may be forced to deal with price uncertainty for resources used in production, energy, transportation, and insurance. Moreover, some goods could become outdated or lose their market, such as coal mining equipment or skiing in a place without snow. Agriculture is the industry most at risk from climate change. Professor of Environmental Economics at Columbia Business School, Jeffrey Hill, stated that although agriculture represents a relatively minor portion of the overall U.S. economy, locally these implications might be enormous. Around a dozen states in the Midwest are heavily reliant on agriculture, and these could suffer significantly. During the 1950s, extreme rainfall events in the Midwest increased by 37%. This year, the area has seen above average precipitation and snowmelt, resulting in catastrophic floods. By 2050, China could lose around a quarter of its gross domestic product due to a 3.2 degrees Celsius increase in temperature. Other countries such as the UK, Canada, and the US would also suffer a loss of around 10%, according to the chairman and chief executive officer of Swiss Re. The impact of climate risk goes beyond just one person or society. By 2050, the world's population will reach almost 10 billion, and many will be in regions most affected by climate change. We must take immediate action to mitigate these risks and reach net zero targets. Even though ecosystem services and nature provide immense economic benefits, they are under threat due to the effects of climate change. Climate change is expected to increase the frequency of droughts, which can affect food crop production. This will likely result in higher prices for food, which will also affect the income of consumers globally. Climate change can also negatively affect trade, as extreme weather can result in reduced agriculture output and transport infrastructure damage. Through its partnership with academic experts and external partnership, the World Bank can gain a deeper understanding of the dynamics of climate change and trade. This help is identify the critical solutions that will help governments address this issue. I want to thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation on how climate change affects humans. Thank you.